a gente tem na grade da gente.
こんにちは。現在こちらのチャンネルではフレームファタールズ2024の様子を公認で日本語ミラー配信しております。配信校交代いたしまして、ここからは私カノンが担当いたします。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
Atualmente eu estudo enfermagem, né, na Universidade Estadual de Santa Cruz, a UESC. Eu vou para a universidade, mas eu corro diversos
こんにちは。あり
perigos.
がとうございます。よろしくお願いし
E
ます。
alvo de ameaças. Eu já estou a caminho da faculdade, já estou a caminho. Hoje foi meu pai que tá me levando. Mas não é todo dia que ele me leva. Sempre tem alguém para me levar, para me trazer. Até porque ele também não pode estar andando tanto, porque ele também foi um dos alvos das ameaças. Tem dia que eu saio de lá da universidade quase de noite. Então tem dia que eu não tenho como eu vir. Tem dia que eu tenho que ficar por lá. E eu sempre tenho que estar indo, vindo com alguém. Apesar dos perigos que a gente corre na estrada, na ida e na vinda, é a minha aldeia. E a minha comunidade. O meu maior incentivo de estudar é ela. Cheguei no lugar que eu estou, na Universidade Estadual de Santa Cruz, tudo muito grande aqui. E muita gente estuda aqui. Gente de todo o país estuda por aqui. Bom, aqui é um pouco como é por dentro do campus da universidade. Mas enfim, é puxado, mas é bom, né? A gente está aprendendo, então, ocupando a mente. E é isso.
Cada vez mais os jovens daqui querem estudar, querem um futuro, querem usar a sabedoria como a nossa ferramenta, uma das nossas armas de luta, que é o conhecimento. Foi uma conquista minha, mas vai ser a conquista de mais jovens daqui de dentro. E isso é outra coisa também que me dá bastante orgulho.
I hope that these stories would have inspired you and that you would share it with your friends as well. And please do not forget to subscribe to our channel. さて、では続いてのゲームの紹介をそろそろしようかなと思います。次のゲームは、バイオハザード RE2。カテゴリーがクレア、アシステッド、ニューゲームプラス、コンソールとなっております。こちらはまだ解説の方がいらっしゃらないタイトルとなっております。もしゲームやったことあるよとか、スピードラン走ったことあるよという方いらっしゃいましたら、ぜひ解説にご応募いただけますと幸いです。私はちょっとやったことがないので、コメントとかでも適宜、アドバイスというか、今こういう風にやってるよっていうのを教えていただけると大変助かります。カテゴリーの名前がすごい長いというかあれなんですけど、プレイヤー編で難易度アシステッドでニューゲームプラスで、PS5 でやるよということらしいです。合ってますか？合ってますよね。
Chat, this has been such a fantastic time. We have had such amazing runs over the past little bit. We had our horror block, we started out our Phasmo, and I don't know about y'all, but I was a little scared. That insanity run got very, very spooky. I have quite a few donos from that run that I would love to read out for y'all. I have a $10 dono from Anonymous with no comment, but thank you so much for that. I have a $10 dono from Sailor Jade with no comment, but again, thank you so much for that. And a $25 dono from Shramp, which that is a wonderful name. Shramp says, my favorite part of Phasmo? Watching my friends get themselves killed while trying to kill the rest of us. Less than 3. I think I have to play Phasmo now. That was such a good time to watch.
そう、ニューゲームプラスがどういうのかなと思って、引き継ぎとかないって聞いてたんで何かなと思うと、一回クリアすると無限武器っていうのが解放されるので、それを使ったカテゴリーがニューゲームプラスってことでいいんですかね。なんかいろいろ無限武器も獲得できる条件みたいなのがあったみたいなんですけど、課金で解禁できるのか。そうなのか。違います。ハテナつけないでください。そういうつもりで言ったわけでは。違うんです。また霊障霊障が残っているみたいですね。涼しくなりましたか、皆さん。
And welcome back from that break. I know I needed it. I needed to stretch my legs, grab myself a drink of water. I'm hopeful that y'all did that too. If you're just joining us, I'd love to let you know a little bit about why we're here.
まだまだ暑い日が続くので、皆さん涼しくなっていってください。
If you would like to support Frame Fatales, you can follow us on Twitter at Frame Fatales and tell people about this event.
今度は幽霊じゃないんですよね。次に出てくるのは。
I'd also like to tell y'all about what we are raising money for. We are raising money for Malala Fund, and Malala Fund is working for a world where every girl can learn and lead. They believe local educators and activists are best suited to address the problems girls face in their communities. Malala Fund invests in their work and collective power to create change, hold leaders accountable, and give girls the tools they need to advocate for themselves. From supporting STEM education for young women in Pakistan to creating safe learning spaces for girls in northern Nigeria, your gift today is an investment in Malala Fund programs that directly benefit girls. Thank you so much for all of your donations going towards Malala Fund. Donations like this $30 dono from Sailor Jade with no comment. And I also have a $25 dono from Cypher, also no comment, but is so generous of you to provide such a wonderful thing for Malala Fund. I also have a few donos from Toilet Cat in our last run. We have a
今ちょうど画面で
$53 dono from
寄付
Toilet
額
Cat
投
that
票のや
says,
つが出てま
"Gotta
す
do
ね。い
everything
くつかビッ
myself
トが
this
設定
year."
されているみたいで、
Toilet Cat, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for the
プレイヤー
love that
の
you
意
gave
図
us
を
on
決め
that
る
run.
っていうやつと、
I also have another
流す
$30
音
dono
楽、
from
サウン
Toilet
ドト
Cat
ラッ
that
ク
just
チョイ
says,
スっていうもの
which
が
is very
好評
scary.
で
Toilet Cat was helpful, but
あっ
also trying to scare
て、
me.
あともう
I'm a
一
little
つ、
worried about Toilet Cat
フェ
now.
アマービンっ
ていう、
I have a
これは
$25
ビッ
dono
トがあり
from
ますね。
Osteophyte that just says insanity. Awesome. Such good energy coming from this past run. We have more spooky
衣装を
runs
選ぶの
coming
と
in.
音楽
We
選
have
ぶのは
more
パッと見で分か
runs
ったんです
for
けど、
everyone tonight. We have
マー
more
ビンさん
horror
を
coming up. We have
どう
the
するんだ
Resident
みたいなのが
Evil
ちょっとごめんなさい。
2
あんまり分
Claire
からなく
run,
て。
which
も
is
し達
going
成
to
され
be
たら、
such a good run.
マービン
Fantastic
さん
run.
を、
Fantastic
ゾン
runner.
ビになってしまった
And
マービ
we
ン
have
さ
an
んを倒
incentive
さな
that
い
we have
でお
opened
く
for
み
that
たいな
as
感
well
じ
as a bid war.
なんで
So
すかね。
everybody, please get your donos in. What do you want to see Claire wearing? We have so many options for you to choose from. Currently, in our Claire's costume bid war, the noir costume, having a hard time with my words today, is in the lead with $70. The tank top is in $30. It has a $30 amount on it. And the military costume is coming in last with 25. So get your donos towards that if you would like to maybe change that to the Eliza Walker, my personal favorite outfit. It's a really, really good one. You can also put your donos towards the incentive of sparing Marvin. Marvin is a fantastic character who we sadly do not get to see enough of in the run. But hopefully, y'all can spare him with those donos. Not a problem. We think we are ready to give y'all a bit more spookiness. Let's get ready. Let's go to our Resident Evil 2 run. LinearC, take it away.
Hello everyone, I'm LinearC
画面
and
切り
I'm
替わ
super
りまし
excited to be a
た。
part of Flame Fatales 2024. This is my first time ever running for this amazing event and I'm hoping to put on an amazing show for y'all tonight. I am going to be playing Resident Evil 2 Remake 2019. As Claire, we're going to be doing her A story in G+, and we get to use a rocket launcher. So without further ado, I'm going to throw it over to my wonderful commentator. Big Scared, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, hello. I am Big Scared. I'm a queer writercaster here on Twitch. I play a lot of scary games, and I am honored to once again join my good friend Linear to support her on this journey with Claire and Sherry. So thank you so much for having me.
And it's always a pleasure. We're going to go ahead and get started. But Ophelia, would you like to tell us what the people have chosen, which soundtrack we're going to be doing, as well as which costume is Claire going to be wearing this fine evening in Raccoon City?
The People's Choice Awards today have the 1998 soundtrack, choosing as our top soundtrack, as well as Claire's noir costume for our run. I'm really excited to see these.
Nice choice, y'all. I'm super excited as well. Let's get her costume. Claire. I'm not gonna put the filter on. Said that right?
衣装の、なんかこれですね、ノワール
Filter. Do you wanna use? Nope. Okay. Just making sure.
っていうのかな
And
になったみたいで
then
す。かっこよ
I'm
かった。
going to start the new game. I'll start the countdown from 3, 2, 1, and then you all can start the clock. So here we
音楽の
go.
方はオリジナル版でやるみたい
Assistant
で
mode.
すね。
Gonna skip these cutscenes. So 3, 2, 1, go.
始まりました。グッドラックです。
Thank you so much. Here we are starting at the gas station of all places in this wonderful Raccoon City evening. Big Scared, would you like to kind of go through a little bit of the story a little bit while we get into the action, just for these fine people to understand what's going on?
Yeah, we are currently playing as Claire Redfield, which if you're familiar with the original Resident Evil, she is the younger sister of Chris. Chris works for the Raccoon City Police Department as part of the Special Tactics and Recon team. He is currently not responding to her
あ、
calls.
最初はまだ無限武器がないんですね。警察署までは自力で。ありがとうございます。まずはそこを目指して
And
いくんです
unfortunately,
ね。
the timing of this is at the same time as the zombie outbreak. And so Claire is thrust into a survival situation she was not expecting to be in. But luckily, because of who she is and who she knows, she does have a little bit of combat training, even though she is a civilian. It's important to note that Claire is a college student, she's on vacation, and she chose to be here, of all places.
You would like to talk a little bit about how I took that damage from the zombies here? Because we're currently in caution mode. People might be wondering why would you want to get bit by a zombie? But there is a reason I tell you that.
Yeah, so that zombie in particular is really important for the speed run, and it only for the Claire scenario, mind you, because for some reason in Resident
あ、
Evil
クレア
and
さん、そうだ、なんか
the femme
体力減ってた方のが早いんでしたっけ？どっかで聞いたかもしれない。
Claire simply runs faster when she is hurt. That can save 3 to 5 minutes across the entire run. It is substantial. And so the sooner you put her into the caution state, the better it is for speed purposes. That zombie in particular is the one we want to use to do this, because if you take 2 hits from it, it'll put you in enough damage that if you get bit one
そ
more
うだそう
time,
だ、RIJ で。そうでしたね。
state. Now, you might think hurt is good, right? You don't want to be too hurt, because once Claire gets thrown into the danger state, she's at her slowest speed. So we want to keep her a little damaged, but not too damaged, as a motivational tool so she runs faster. Leon does not have that experience. His fastest run speed is his default speed, and so that's why this route is unique. We want to use the risk reward to our benefit. Now, you'll notice Linear is also choosing to either avoid altogether or strategically engage with the zombies. That is because she's going straight for a rocket launcher here. She's going to be picking it up after this discussion with Marvin. We're going to open this gate using the knife. This is the only time you'll see her use the knife. But for the rest of the run, we're going to be using rockets. Not just for combat, but for navigation as well. There's several points where the rocket launcher becomes an essential tool in skipping dialogue and ensuring that the speed run is at its optimal state.
もしやこれ
Thank
が、
you so much for that amazing explanation.
もしやこれが、
I really appreciate you.
I got you.
So yeah, like in addition to what
メインウェ
this
ポ
guy
ンです
said,
か？
the reason why I did what I did, we could have just went straight for the rocket launcher, but you actually save a bit more time if you go through the first part with the gun, and while that gate is opening, you can take advantage of that time and save a couple seconds by getting it later. So it's just, it doesn't save a whole lot, but it does make a difference.
And since we met Marvin, you mind if I pop in here to remind chat that we have a lovely little incentive to save him? Or I guess spare him over saving him.
Yes.
We love Marvin, so please chat. Get your donos in. We want to spare him.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of time to meet that incentive either, because we need to make the decision after the first boss fight. We're coming up on that pretty quick.
Yeah, come on, chat. We can do this. We're only 10% of the way there, but I know y'all can do it.
All right, so I mentioned that Linear would be...
Yeah, I didn't get it this time, y'all.
It's all right, Marvin just wants to make his case for why we should spare him.
Exactly.
Definitely. No, I didn't even go through the book. It's okay.
こんなところでぶっ放して大丈夫なんだろう
I
か。
want to explain that. So
ちょっと心配になっちゃった。
By using the blast of the rocket launcher, you can use that to get Marvin talking. It's actually pretty cool, but it's really hard to pull off. But we didn't get it this time. But there's still some really cool skips that we can check out as well that are coming up.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
通信を
pretty
キャンセルしようと
frame-perfect
した。
skip. And so, while it is really cool to show off, I think it's important to note that it is extremely difficult to do.
いや、警察署がボロボロな原因はまた別のとこにあるんじゃない
Regardless, we're
んで
well
しょ
on
う
our way.
か。
We're getting our
多分。
medallions. You might be wondering why we need these medallions. Resident Evil has the very fun experience of needing key items to progress. And there is a specific route we need to take to exit the police station because we cannot leave the way we came in. And that is through a sub-basement elevator that can only be activated by putting 3 medallions into a statue that will grant us access.
All right, so we're coming up on the next skip in just a moment. So usually Marvin is gonna yak to come down and check things out, but we don't want to listen to it. There we go, we did it.
Yes!
That one is much easier than the first one.
It was just Marvin, as Big said, it was just Marvin making his case as to why we should spare him.
Yeah. Yeah, I would personally love to see us spare Marvin today. He's one of the most important characters in the story of this game. And in many ways, he is responsible for the survival of our protagonist. So to me, it would be poetic to let him persist.
He is. I have to agree. I don't want to necessarily blast Marvin.
But,
He's a good guy.
If we gotta save the frames, he's gotta go sometimes. So chat's gotta make that decision for us.
Chat, come on, we can spare Marvin. Please. I know we're going fast, but please.
Classic Resident Evil soundtrack right there.
It's so good.
Let's see if we can get this. Nope. It's in the way. Sometimes you can slip past that guy, but it's all RNG. He just wasn't in a good spot today. Today wasn't his day.
Yeah. So in addition to the way damage plays out in this game, there is a little bit of RNG in enemy behavior in terms of their pathing and movement, as well as how aggressive they are. They will usually start in the same location, but depending on how they react to you, can add a lot of spice to the run. In addition to that, there's something called damage adjustment, also known as adaptive difficulty for this game. The more damage you take, the more shots you land, the better you play, the harder it will get, which will increase the aggressiveness of the enemy AI. So as we can see Linear progress, the better she plays, the harder the game will get. And there's a point where I will point out that it's important that she's taking some shots that are not necessarily at targets. Now we've had a very important object picked up there, a battery for the detonator we had already collected. We're gonna use that in the attic to get our 3rd medallion, at which point we will be on our way out of the Raccoon City Police Department. Here's our 2nd medallion right here at the unicorn statue. And if there's... I'm pretty sure this is a good moment for an update, if there's anything from Ophelia.
Well, I have a $5 dono from Mars that says, "Justice for Marvin." And I think we need to get a few more of those $5 donos in on that Justice for Marvin dono train. I think we can do it. I think we can spare Marvin, y'all. Please? He's a good guy. In his heart. He's a good guy.
We love and respect Marvin in this house.
We do.
Now, you might have noticed Linear walk over to that bookshelf and open the door as the blast was happening. This is very important. Because normally when the detonation goes off, that bookshelf will fall over and obstruct your path back out of this attic. But because the door was
外に出ることによっ
open
て
when
本
that
棚が倒
animation
れ
would
る。
normally
キャンセル
take
テクニッ
place, we
ク。
essentially block it and negate it from happening, which means that Linear can simply run away when the liquor spawns and when the zombie drops and not have to actually deal with
やっ
that
ぱりこ
room
う細
ever
かい
again.
動きで少しでもね短縮しようっていう。
Alright, and we're
あ、
almost
待って、10分なのに物騒なもの持ってません。そうですね。
Beautiful stair skating, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Which I want to point out, Linear's doing this on a controller, on a
今
console
回の
port
頼
of
れ
the
る武器
game. Stair skating in this context
です。
is so difficult, and you make it look so easy.
I appreciate that. That does help. Like that first Marvin skip, y'all, that is so hard, and I got it all day. And I guess, yeah, Marvin's like, nope. But we have so many awesome things to show y'all tonight, so
Like,
we're gonna
look at
keep on
this.
trucking.
This is beautiful. Unfortunately, there's something a little bit less beautiful at the end of this hallway. We hear the little stippy steppies of our best friend Sherry. Sherry is a special person that we will be playing as later on in the run. But unfortunately, along the way, we do have to deal with Sherry's dad. Everyone say hi to William and
あ、
bye
こ
to
れ無限
William.
ってす
That's
ご
our
いです
first
よね。
boss.
弾のリロードいらないんですよね、確か。
That was so quick. You probably missed it if you blinked.
I did,
Yeah.
and then you were done the fight.
Yeah, I beat Sherry. I played that little game with her. See if we can get up the
な
stairs
の
first. And I
どこの
won
こっ
today.
ち。
You got it.
So this is a fine example where you can skip dialogue. If you want to talk about it, Big Scared, go ahead. But I've heard this
Yeah.
speech so many times.
Normally, during this sequence, when the catwalk is being slid into place, Sherry will start talking about her family. And the important details that we're going to note here is that both of her
ロケッ
parents
トラン
work
チャ
for
ー1本
Umbrella
で
Corporation.
やらせて
She
いただ
doesn't
いて
know
おります。
exactly what they do, but the detail that comes through in her story is that they kind of leave her to do her own thing. And so, because of that, Claire and Sherry have a strong kinship of like having family but not being super close to them. And in the cutscene we just skipped,
Oh,
the
会話
chief
キャン
of
セル。
police has
さっきもなんか
taken
通信
Sherry
キャン
into
セル
his
しようとしてみたい
custody.
なコメントあり
This
ま
is
したけど、
relevant for a wide variety of reasons, some of them more savory than others.
会話系をキャンセルできる
Essentially, he's taken her
何
to
か
the
がある
orphanage.
かね。
This room
上を向いている。
always makes me clench, and you just made it look so easy. How you just don't even look at those liquors and just say bye, and as they
If you
just
don't look at them,
Ah,
they
やっぱり
don't exist.
テクニック
they
でしたか。
can't even hurt you. Don't acknowledge them. It's fine. The liquors are free.
I mean, you're not helping this $5 dono from Alien Crustacean who says, because RE speedruns go by so fast, I still have no idea what a liquor is, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. We didn't get to see them, so
なんか
I'm
何も
sorry.
ないのに上見るなんてことしないよなって思うと、やっぱり
There's
こう
still
何
one
かしら
more
の
in
テ
this
クニ
hallway
ック
we
なんだ
have
ろ
to
うな
deal
っていう。
with because unfortunately looking up makes you look at it, and looking down doesn't solve that problem either. But we're essentially back out of the parking garage. It was asked at some point how different this run is from the Leon run. Those of you who are curious, Leon would have to spend a lot more time in there, and he would have to fight.
ああ、そうですね。
So,
昔のゲームだったら
honestly,
それ
I'm
が
glad
近
we
い。
got
確
what
か
we
に。
got.
I'm glad to. I don't like fighting the doggos.
No, me either. All right, we are making our trip back into Raccoon City Police Station, which means we have maybe 2 minutes left on that decision. How are we doing?
Chat, we might.
確かに
I'm a little
RTA では
worried
よ
about
く
Marvin here.
見ますけ
I'm
ど、
a
ちょっと
little
自分
worried
だと
here. We've got a little bit of time, but
で
we're
きなさ
very,
そ
very,
う。
very close to closing that.
人がやってるのを見るのだと
As
またちょっ
Jalen
と
with
な
his
んだろう。
$5
怖さ
donation
少しなく
says
なる
he
か
was
ら
only 2 days from retirement.
見やすいかもね。
All right, we're getting really close, y'all.
there is some light puzzling we will have to do along
5
the
年前
way.
は
So,
最
fun
近、
fact,
最近
this
じゃない
is
ですか？
Chief Iron's office. He has a hobby of taxidermy. I'm gonna let that ominous tone just sort of sink in on you for a minute. We're gonna ignore all of his cool artifacts and go up to the roof because there is still a fire happening from the helicopter that crashed earlier, and we do have to put that out to navigate. In this room, we're gonna grab a big cog, and then we're also going to grab an electrical part from the closet. This is another point where Claire's route deviates from Leon's. She has the key to this door and thus does not need to get the power panel part from the garage like Leon would have to. The downside is this zombie just really wants a hug. And sometimes he gets it, sometimes he doesn't. You dodged him so effortlessly there that, like, whew. And then we have to come down here and deal with 2 more kind of spicy zombies.
One in particular, she definitely wants a hug, but I don't want to hug her, so I'm gonna try to avoid her.
Yeah,
You can
you
hear her
ever been
screaming
at
she wants
the
a hug.
you ever been at the family barbecue and your aunt just wants to give you the full mouth kiss? This is her. That's her energy.
Not today.
Not today. I'm good. Thank you though. We're social distancing. Now,
Right.
the star of the show is about to appear here. Linear, how do we feel about Mr. X?
I don't like the hat he wears.
Jesus, stay back!
Wow.
Alright, so I'm gonna need to know about Marvin.
Better move it. Yeah, it's time.
It's time,
Sadly,
y'all.
sadly, while Marvin was only 2 days from retirement, we're not going to be able to spare him.
Alright. This makes me so sad, y'all, but I guess we gotta do it.
Can we get some faith pap in chat to send him out with respect and love?
少々お待ちくださいね。
Love.
Hi, Marvin.
Bye, Marvin.
Bye, Marvin.
はい、お帰りな
He
さい。
became the barbecue. He didn't
ちょっ
invite
と
me.
ビデオを今回使っているので、たま
Now
に
that
は
in
でした。
particular is really important because there's a liquor in that
映像
hallway
止まっちゃう
that
時もある
cannot
か
be
も。
seen
ご了
from
承
the
ください。
doorway. And so you don't know exactly what it's gonna do, and it's too spicy to just run out there.
あ、マーフィーさん、今の間に
We're gonna double back as fast as we
飛
can.
ばされた
Hopefully
ということ
not
は、
have Mr. X pop up right in front of us.
Oh,
あの、ビットのあれが未達だったの
He's
か
been
な。
like coming down the stairs, so I wasn't sure this time. Oh, there you are. Hi,
Yeah.
friend.
Mr. X is programmed in a really interesting way where if you lose line of sight on him, he can and will appear in front of you in a way that will block your path. And so if you are not using the rocket launcher, you'll notice that a lot of those category speedrunners will use the pistol to just shoot some shots to keep his attention. We don't do that, which makes it really interesting to see where he's gonna show up and what he does when he gets there. And he's cooperating. I love this for you.
I hear him stomping around. It's okay.
It's okay. He's just going on a walk.
Puzzle time.
Yes. Good old clock tower puzzle because, of course, it's Resident Evil. The reason why we're doing this, for those of you who don't know, is that there is a power panel part at the top of the clock tower that you need to knock down using the bell itself, which means we need to activate and also repair the clock. We need the big gear and the small gear, and we need to use the big gear twice.
It's kind of cumbersome because you take it out, you put it back in, and swap things out.
In a casual playthrough, it's really confusing to be like, no, but I used the big gear, and not realize you need to like go get it and use it somewhere else. So this is just a really cheeky puzzle.
I got cheese right outside that door. Here you go.
Yep. Bye, buddy. He knows where we're at.
Smoking. He's too slow for us.
But the cool part is now that we have both parts for the power panel, we can simply take them back to Chief Iron's office and get out of this police station, which makes this segment for Claire a little bit shorter than Leon's. We don't have to open any shutter gates. We don't have to deal with the garage. It's a much more streamlined experience.
Oh, I hear him stomping. He's mad.
It's all right. He can't even come in here. He's mad. He wasn't invited to the party.
Right. Excuse me.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, are we ready for Sherry? Because it's Sherry time.
Sherry time. Oh, such an ugly doll. I hate that doll.
Now, if you're familiar with this run, you'll probably know this puzzle by now because in a casual experience, this puzzle is a nightmare. I learned this trick from Linear, that if you just move the first block to the third position, you can solve it from there easy peasy because all the RNG will shake out. And I am baffled that that works every time.
I'm just disappointed. I was telling Biscuit earlier, like I had gotten it to where I didn't even have to move anything. It just fell into place. That like never happens.
What is this?
All right, so we're gonna be running around here as Sherry for a little bit. I think we've got maybe a good 2 minutes if there's any updates or donations.
No problem. I have a couple donos. I have a $30 dono from Sailor Jade with no comment. I also have a $28 dono from Madge Danvers with no comment as well. Thank you so much for those donos, y'all. It's all going towards Malala Fund. It is all going towards funding girls' education. I also want to let everybody know that we have opened up a couple bid wars for the next run. The Chrono Trigger run, we have a couple things like name Chrono, name Frog, name Luca, and name Marl. Y'all, you gotta get these in. We gotta get some cool names for our next run.
That sounds so exciting. Everyone get your donations in. Yeah, that's gonna be an exciting run. I can't wait to see that run later.
Chrono Trigger is always a good run.
Always.
You are gonna be so fucking sorry.
Now, Chief Irons is not a nice man. I'm very sorry, chat. He's got some unsavory but very memorable voice lines coming in through here. Our task is simple. We just can't get caught. We're playing the best game of tag or hide and seek or skeletons in the closet, whichever version you are familiar with. We're gonna play that with him in this moment. Now,
なんか後ろを気にしてる感じだったから誰か追いかけてきてる。いやー、いる。
She's using a thermos and a coffee pot to block his flashlight from hitting her.
The door is locked. This part of the run used to give me so much anxiety. Now I just find it so much fun.
It's so good. I know you're in here.
The worse it's gonna be.
He never once looks behind him. He's such a good detective.
だいぶ近いところ隠れてますけど。すごい。
Once again, using the coffee pot for coverage. You're so brave. You're so brave.
Oh God.
just gotta be here somewhere.
All right, we're waiting for him to knock stuff over, and then we can run.
God damn it!
Now, because Linear is the bravest soul I've ever met, she's not even gonna hide in the second location. She's just gonna stand there and assert dominance over
すごい、すぐそばにいるのに。
just the profound gaming that's happening right now.
I love this part because it's like one of my only chances to get a drink of water, so I'm just gonna relax for a moment.
絶対見つかっちゃうよと思って。
Chat, do not forget to hydrate. This has been very, very high intensity. We have a moment to finally hydrate.
Very good message.
Yeah.
Join me. Drink some water. Stretch.
Yeah. Normally, you would have to hide under a table while Irons looks over this path to make sure you're not standing there. And then you would have to like crouch behind a shelf that is very precarious and stressful. But the fun thing about playing this on lowest difficulty is that his vision cone is actually really small. And so that specific spot Linear was standing on is outside of
やっぱ通りましたよね、今ね。
ability to perceive.
すごい。
And so it's safe to stand there as long as you make sure that you're on the right spot of the floor. It does not work on harder difficulties though, so don't get too bold, gamers.
I did personally replay this recently and can attest that that does work. It is such a cool little skip.
It's very
It's so
fun.
much fun. Yeah.
And that is the end of Sherry. We are free from playing as her for the rest of the game, which means we are being thrust back into the capable shoes of Claire Redfield.
Just you wait, asshole.
お、またクレアさんの方に視点が戻ってきます。
Yeah.
So I apologize to everyone in chat.
エランモード。
But, yeah, it's just kind of spicy.
Luckily, we are well on our way to our next destination. Because this is, in fact, a Resident Evil game. We have to traverse the city.
さっきからエレベーターで
the orphanage to
ドカン
save
ドカン
our
やってる
little
のに
friend
何か
Sherry. Unfortunately, we do have
意味あるん
a
ですかね。
fan. Our biggest fan is here to support us. He didn't bring his hat because he heard what you said about it.
Fan / stalker, I guess.
Listen, he's just trying to give you your flowers for how
売っ
fast
てるだけ説。
He found a
I'm
new
fine
hat.
to look
He
at them
wants your
from
opinion.
afar.
Yes, yes. He just wants your opinion on his new hat. So another place that this route deviates from the Leon route is that Claire gets to go behind the gun shop rather than through it. This means that we get to experience the orphanage rather than Kendo. So we're not going to experience Kendo. Unfortunately, I salute him. He's never going to be seen in this part of the run. That does mean, though, that we do get to meet a very special zombie. She's at the bottom of the stairs. Hello, Misty. We love you. We respect you. She's named that because her model is based off of the zombie in the original Resident Evil 2. And that's what the community named her because she looked like Misty from Pokemon.
And here come the doggos. Maybe we can get some pup time in the chat.
Yeah, yeah.
命中
These
率を
dogs
下
are
げ
free
る。
as long as you
へ
take them in
え。
and Linear is doing this expertly. There will be more dogs both on the
ハイ
way
グ
to the
レー
next
ドを下げてる
bus
説。
and on the other side of the bus. But as long as we keep this energy up, we should be fine. We're gonna use
Oh,
similar strats to the lickers because if you don't perceive them too closely, they often will miss you. Sometimes they do get lucky though.
yeah, that's hit or miss.
It's less reliable than with the lickers.
Oh, really?
Double
Really?
doggoed.
Yeah. Super spicy doggos.
お、大丈夫。
And this is why we pick up the safety herb, because sometimes you do get thrown into the damage state,
ワン
and
ちゃ
we
ん
want
が
to。make sure that we keep her only in caution. So great use of that.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yeah, just sometimes those dogs don't even see me, and other times they're like, nope, I want to bite a Claire.
Like, ooh, new chew toy. Let's go. Now, Iron's office is a bit disheveled right now, as you can tell. We're about to find out the reason why. And it is unfortunate that the fan club meeting is being held in the basement, but all of our greatest fans are down here. We're gonna see a cameo from Mr. X. We're gonna see a cameo.
プレイの
Sherry's
うまさという
dad. It's
によ
gonna
っ
be
て
great. But don't worry, because
敵の
we're
強
getting
さ
to
と
the
かは
most
変わ
important
る
part of
ん
the run, which is the inevitable sewer segment.
ね。すごい。
Keep going.
She's like, bye, Sharon.
ちょっと苦手な方で
Hear
も
what happened
やり
there.
やすい
Right.
くな
She's
る
like,
み
you
たい
keep
な
up.
感じ
It's
ですかね。
fine. But the cool part about all of our fans showing up in the same place is that they're busy dealing with each other, and for the rest of the run, we are free from the burden of Mr. X, which is a courtesy that Leon does not get. So
I'm
down
so
here,
sad because her outfit is so beautiful and it's getting messed up by all this dress silver. Sorry, continue.
yeah, I can't imagine that she'll ever wear it again. It probably smells terrible.
階段のこの構えて飛ぶやつはなんか
Literally.
速さに関係するみたいです。
So the goal down here is to not only navigate the sewers, but find an eventual escape. There are
ありが
several
とうござい
types
ま
of
す。有識
puzzles
者の
we're
皆
gonna be
様、
solving
大変助
simultaneously.
かっております。
One is a navigation puzzle. We're gonna need a special type of valve handle for it. One is a doorway puzzle. We're gonna be collecting a bunch of chess pieces for it. And the third is also the how to save Sherry dilemma, which will ultimately culminate with us escaping this place. You'll notice Linear is shooting a bunch of rocket. She does this for funsies, but also because it lowers the difficulty adjustment of the game. Missing shots intentionally in certain sequences makes the game thinks that you're not playing as well as you
ほん
would
と数段しかない階
and
段で
it
もね、
resists the
ガシャ
urge
ガシ
to
ャやっ
ramp
てる
up the
から、
difficulty. And so
本
by
当にやった
intentionally
方が
shooting
早い
some
って
rockets
感
into
じ
the
なん
water
でしょ
there,
う
we get
ね。
to have a nice little moment for ourselves. We get to have a blast, and we also get to not get punished for being so dang good at this game. Ooh, I noticed you're
Alright.
going for the king and queen first. Look at you, bold gamer.
Yeah, we're gonna give some time so we don't have to wait for that gate. So, and meanwhile, while there's opening up, we're gonna take care of some other business first.
Yeah.
And hopefully that'll save a couple seconds off of our final time. We'll see.
I like this play. Now, I don't like this place. I want to be very clear. This place is... It is a time. William, Sherry's father, has been a very busy man. He is possessed by the singular urge to have a very large and unconventional family. And as a result, some of his other offspring are just sort of hanging out down here. These G entities are trouble on a casual playthrough. They have a grab attack that can stun you. They can hit you with an implant parasite that can not only do damage to you, but poison you over time. And when you're in the poison state, you walk really slow. So not only is navigating around here really difficult because you don't want to spawn too many of them, dealing with them in the first place just kind of sucks. So having the rocket launcher through here is essential. We're gonna grab a couple chest plugs to navigate this place. We need the queen plug to access the king plug, but ultimately we will need both of them to get out of here. And so Linear is gonna do her best to get through this and also avoid that zombie that just dropped because now it's active. Beautiful. It is important to point out that this room also has a high-powered weapon. So if you were not using the rocket launcher, you would probably be stopping to grab the spark shot from this room.
チェスの駒、
Or if you're playing as Leon, probably
な
the
んかおしゃれ
flamethrower
ですね。
instead, depending on which category you're playing. This room is really important on other sort of speed runs But for this one, we still don't need it. We're too powerful without it.
All right, beautiful. We got our chest pieces. Now we gotta go take care of this guy. He's sad because we left him there.
He was waiting for us to come back from the store with more party supplies.
So we just got one more of these.
Yeah, we got a party crasher here. They're gonna pop up any moment. There they are. And there they go.
Oh, don't get stuck. Okay.
And now because Linear's already opened the other shutter gate, she's just gonna run right over there. We're gonna take a small elevator and grab the last chess piece we need. I'm pretty sure this is a good moment for any updates, Ophelia, if you've got anything for us.
Well, I want to let y'all know that we have opened up a Chrono Cat ending for the upcoming Chrono Trigger run. So that will take our run to a second save file, which will showcase the 100% ending, but with 10 additional cats. We need some cats.
Nice. We do need some cats.
We need some premium cat content to balance out all these dogs.
That is so exciting. Thank you so much for that update.
All right, we are at this part of the sewer. Now, it is worth noting that if you were to grab the spark shot or the flamethrower, this would also be the part of the game where you could go back and re-access the police department. There is a route back up through the first elevator that we dropped down under the statue, all the way back in the first 10 minutes of this run. There's a utility of doing that. There's some high-powered ammo. Marvin is also there if he's still around, those sorts of things. But because we don't have that weapon, we're not going to be utilizing that. And so we're not going to take the opportunity to go back to the police station at this point. Instead, we're going to make a beeline straight for the chess piece puzzle, and we're going to go as quickly as we can to save Sherry, because she's a little hurt right now. She's got an upset tummy, and her eye is not doing so good. And she's laying on some garbage, and we gotta fix that.
Oh no, not the tummy hurty.
Yeah, she's got a stummy hurty.
We'll be fast. Hopefully she won't hurt too bad. We just gotta figure out this chess puzzle. Nice. And we are done.
Beautifully done. Very efficient puzzle.
All right, Sherry. On my way.
I just want to
Now-
pop in. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I just wanted to mention this $25 dono from Turkey12 that's saying, loving this Resident Evil run and commentary. I'm 100% with you on that, Turkey12. This has been a great run, and we've got some amazing comms going on.
Thank you so much for your donation. That means a lot to me. I'm so glad that I could play this game for y'all.
So we mentioned earlier, the rocket launcher is an important tool for the run, not just weapon. I want to highlight that here because Linear is using it to skip an entire phase of this boss fight. Normally, you would have to run around that room, which is locked because the fire has exploded at the entrance and he is at the other side, while his big meaty arm comes through the ceiling and tries to scrape at you. It's a lot of time loss. It's not fun to deal with. He cannot really be hurt in that state. But if you shoot the shutter and the ceiling, it will do enough damage to him through splash damage that it just cycles us to the next phase of the fight. In which case, we have the simple goal of hitting him with a really big container.
It kind of sounds like something out of a cartoon.
It does. This is some Looney Tunes nonsense. It's beautiful.
Watching you do this with the rocket launcher makes me so jealous because casually, I think I died 4 or 5 times.
ここばっかりはいくらロケットランチャーといえどもダメなんですね。
Don't skip
Yeah.
leg day,
So
chat.
many times.
You're so brave for actually aiming at his legs. I aim at the floor under his feet.
I've tried that before, and it feels like in every way I do,
コン
like
テナの
he's
方が
like
強いか。
dodge, dodge, dodge.
That was a beautiful one cycle, by the way. It is very common to not do enough damage to stun him in a specific location and have to hit him twice with that. So you did that so well. I'm sitting here gooped. Like, I can't.
Oh, we got Sherry.
I know. She's
めっちゃ
having a
強い
hard
人だっ
day,
たと。
gamers. Her tummy's so upsetty she can't walk anymore, and so we're
物理
gonna
の
make
力
sure
で
that
どう
she
に
gets
か
out of here. At this
した
point,
みたい
our
ですね。
companion is having a really rough time, but we know that her mother works for Umbrella, and so maybe as someone with medical expertise, she can help. And so from this point forward, we're gonna take her to the lab and try to get her some medicine.
Good. Cable car.
Luckily, Sherry has exactly what we need to go there.
Exactly.
Okay. Better check everything.
I was just gonna say I'm kind of sad, y'all, because we're almost at the end of the run.
I know, this is the point of no return. This
Are
is the
you
part where
schmooping?
casually it would be like, are you sure you want to leave? You can never come back to Raccoon City. But we're
And
here.
she
そうで
just
すね。もう
mysteriously
終
gets
盤
Claire's jacket and she isn't wearing
で
it.
しょうか。もう40分経ってたんです。
In that sequence of cutscenes we just skipped, there's a really heartwarming moment where Sherry is expressing
シェリーさ
how
んを
not
研
good
究所
she's
まで
feeling.
連れて行ってあげる
And。Claire's like, my brother gave me this jacket. It's good luck, and I'm gonna give it to you. But because we weren't wearing it, it just sort of materializes out of nowhere. And so it is a gift that chat has bestowed to Sherry. Thank you for donating towards the Nora costume to make this happen.
Yeah, thank you all so much. I love this costume as well. Alright, so we're just gonna let her rest there.
もうここが
So
最
her
後のエ
tummy
リア。
has
そう、なんかさっきね、
feedback. Get her the
動いて、開くのを待ってる時のクレアさんが
Sometimes you just need to lay down about it. And so she's got a nice little
あやしてる
rest.
みたいでしたね。
We're gonna shoot that door, and there's a specific reason why. And it's the fact that there is an armored zombie on the other side of that door. They're wearing a flak jacket and sometimes also a helmet. And so their starting position is usually right on the other side of the door. But once you move into the cafeteria, they start walking. So if you shoot the door before you go into the cafeteria, you can hit them with splash damage through the door while they're still standing there in a fixed position, and you don't even have to deal with them. If Linear did not do that, he could have been anywhere on the other side of that door and would probably have asked for a hug.
We don't like to give hugs.
No,
I don't.
not to people with such bad halitosis.
Dr. Lee, your presence is urgently requested by Chief Cartwright in the East area.
All right, we are 1/3 of the way through this lab. We've done the north area. We need to do the west area and the east area, and we have to do them in a specific sequence because of course we do. We've only got level 2 access, and in order to get to the place with the medicine, we need level 3 access.
わあ、広そうな研
Dr.
究
Lee
所
has
だ。
that.
Because it wouldn't be a Resident Evil game without all the key cards, the kitchen sinks, the whole bit. Even though we have a rocket launcher, we still follow the
Yes.
rules.
Although I'm pretty sure we couldn't rocket launch the catwalk into place. I'm not sure that's how that works.
That's true. I'm sure there's some other things that we could have avoided, though.
It's true, it's true. Unfortunately, we cannot avoid the growth in this space. This laboratory is specifically called the Nest, which means that it is home to a bunch of creations that Umbrella has made. Among them are these plant monsters. It is important to note that these plant monsters are unique. They have a grab attack that can and will kill you automatically if you don't have a knife or a grenade on you. And so it is very important that Linear not get grabbed during this segment. Luckily, we know exactly where to go. We're getting the pesticide, and we're gonna solve the puzzles.
I grabbed it, right?
Yes, you did.
I read a check and walk all the way and don't have it. That's happened to me way too many times.
You're so right.
Manual mode engaged. Adjust amount of solution to match cartridge capacity.
Thank you for the silence.
I didn't want to distract you. I know how that puzzle is.
That was exactly where I
You
was
knew
at.
what could happen. You knew what could happen.
I knew it. So the solution to that puzzle, if you know it, it's really simple. It's red, green, blue, red, green, blue. But if you mess up that sequence at all, recovery is so hard and time consuming because the liquid will be very difficult to redisperse in the way that you need it to be redispersed. So yeah, the silence was necessary.
Yeah, I had the exact same thought. I also just want to pop in this $5 dono from a tummy ache survivor who says, "Hang in there, Sherry. We know that you can do it."
Aw. Thank you so much. I'm sure Sherry will be very happy. We want to make her feel better.
Yeah. Can we get a $5 dono train to make Sherry's stomach less hurty?
I think that's a
あ、
great
ワク
idea.
チンを
$5
作
dono
るのが
train
目的。
for
そうか。
the tummy hurty.
それがあれば、シェリーさんのこ
So,
と
because
助け
this
られ
is
るのか
Resident
な。
Evil and they have a maximalist approach to puzzles, here's our next one. This is the wave device. There are several electrical panels throughout the nest that Linear will have to activate using this device. How it works is you
あ、
need
手
to
に入れ
know
る。
which of
あ
the
りがとうご
codes
ざい
at the
ます。
top to input, and then you need to match the sine waves to be overlapping. This can be tricky if you don't know which one you need. It will always say on the box which one is needed, but there are some extraneous ones. There are certain patterns that you're not going to need on the speed run, which you would need in the casual run. And while you're navigating this, there are also lickers and zombies trying to give you hugs. And so this whole segment is a little chaotic. I also want to point out that because Linear's playing this on console with a controller, she's not able to utilize the third-party tools that a lot of PC players for this game are able to utilize that makes this process easier. And the fact that she's able to just adjust that on the fly so precisely and so cleanly, it's incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Because that's all joysticks right there.
Welcome back, Dr. Lee. You have 5 new messages.
Damn. Should have packed my.
Should have packed my parka.
Parka.
I love that. I live for that, y'all.
Just saving the parka for the other side of the cutscene.
6では成長したシェリーさんに
It's
会え
so
ます。
satisfying.
という
It's
ことは、
good. It means you're fast.
やったぜ。
Now, of course, rather than taking the stairs up, we're gonna double back and take the ladder because we're gonna go right back to that dispersal place where we got the pesticide capsule. And then we'll be able to grab the key card and go.
Looks like we have a little bit of hype coming in for that poor tummy hurty train. I got a $5 dono from Anonymous purchasing a ticket. I've got a $15 dono from Anonymous purchasing 3 tickets, and a $25 dono from Anonymous purchasing 5 tickets aboard that $5 tummy hurty train. I also want to remind everybody about that Chrono Cat ending that is coming up on our next run. We are $105 out of the $3,000 needed to get that ending. So let's see if we can see some cats, chat. We want cats.
You know what always helps when my stomach hurty? Cats.
True.
True. Now, this escape sequence is always a little bit spicy because inside this control room will be a plant monster, and its positioning is a little... Oh, it was good. That was beautiful. Oh,
Thank you,
I'm
thank
getting
you.
such good RNG right now.
That was beautiful, y'all.
That was so
If you only
good.
knew, if you only knew, if you ever had your face eaten
あ
off,、
タグを奪っ
by one of
て
those plant
権限を
monsters,
昇
you'll
格して
understand
いけ
what
る
I'm
ところを増
talking
や
about.
す。
I
なる
mean,
ほ
we're
ど。
not out of the woods yet. There's gonna be a
なんか
couple
上位の
more
研究
later
員
on
と
in
こ
this
ろ
run.
がいけないところみ
You're
たいな
so right.
I
ところも多分
Well, we got
あるんで
this.
し
We
ょうし
got
ね。
You know what else we're about to have? This antiviral agent, which means the stummy hurdy will be relieved.
でももう
Good
広す
thing
ぎ
that
て
chat with
どこにいる
your
のか分からなくなってしまった。
Yeah. This is going to be our final power panel that we're using the oscillator machine on. Because Linear already knows what to input here, she had already pre-programmed the device without even seeing the machine, which I just want to point out, incredible, because I don't have that capacity to remember those sort of things. And we're just gonna run in here through a room that is definitely not a boss arena. I don't know why anyone would think this is
Definitely
a
not.
boss arena.
doesn't
and
look
then-
like a boss arena at all.
Not even a little bit. And we're not gonna notice how ominous this room is either. We're just gonna conspicuously put the locket that was around Sherry's neck into a machine, and it's gonna give us the antivirus for the virus that's ravaging this city. No big deal. Oh wait, it's kind of a big deal. William's back with a vengeance. He's bigger than ever, and he knows where he's at, and there he goes.
Bye, William.
That was so fast.
なんかすごそうな敵だったのに、
Execute all of those
すぐに終わ
eyeball
っていっ
pops
た。
without him leaving that fixed position. Linear, you're so powerful.
Too powerful.
You're so powerful.
I have a wonderful team with me. How can I not be?
It's true, but that's all you, gamer.
Well, chat believes so too. I've got a $50 dono from Chief Beef 100 who says LinearC is the best. Loving this run so much. Donation goes to naming Chrono Waluigi.
あれがシェリーパパ。
Oh my gosh, thank you so
そう。
much. I
そし
really
て5発で
appreciate
倒れ
that.
たな
Keep
ぁと思って
those
5発でした
donations
か。
in. I'm so excited about the next run. I love Figure.
I think that would be wonderful.
You were waiting to say that.
I couldn't resist
You're like,
it.
is it my turn yet?
To the bottom level train platform.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
We're in hard.
We're so close. We have the level 4 access. Our bestie Sherry has no longer an upsetty stummy. And unfortunately, she wants to tell us about it.
あら、
But because we have a
ムービー
rocket
中で
launcher,
お母
we're
さんとの
gonna
別れ
ignore
が。
that conversation where she tells us how grateful she is and how glad she is to know us. So I just want everyone here, Linear, Ophelia, all of Fatal's production, everyone in the studio, everyone in chat, everyone who's donated to know that we appreciate you, we love you, we love that you're here.
Well,
And
you
Sherry
said
is
it.
also grateful.
So I just wanted a moment of silence. You gave me the green light. So
Yeah. We don't want Sherry talking over me, talking over her.
she's talked enough. We helped her tummy. We did our job. Now she
Yeah.
needs to rest her mouth.
Yeah.
Can I pop in with a $5 dono from Kat?
Yes.
She says, my tummy also hurts. Right there with you, Sherry. Just had a nice hot bath, some mint tea, and currently lying down about it. I think that's a good way to deal with tummy hurt.
It is. Thank you so much for that donation.
I also have a $5 dono from Should Have Packed My, and their comment is parka.
Oh my goodness, that is amazing. Thank you for that donation. Well,
that
she
was so
should have said
good.
it faster.
もしかして脱出パートみたいな。
So because this is Resident Evil, we now have an escape sequence with a timer.
ね、なんか
Don't worry, Linear is
楽し
so
そう。
powerful that we're gonna get through this with plenty of time left over.
Are you serious? There we go.
During this segment, Sherry has to unlock a door for us. This is a little tedious because she has little legs. And we only carry her so quickly. And so she's got to crawl across a vent, through a window, through some room that probably has some rubble in it. And then she's got to figure out how to open
真ん中
that
上の
door.
方にあるのが多
So
分
in
タ
the
イマーで、
meantime, we
あ
simply
れ
got
が
to stay alive while various plants.
出る前に研究所から出たい。
And so she's got to crawl across a vent, through a window, through some room that probably has some rubble in it. And then she's got to figure out how to open that door. And so in the meantime, we simply got to stay alive while various plant monsters show up. She'll give us an audio cue when the door is ready, and then we can get out of here.
Oh my goodness, big scare. I thought you were about to break out with song. You're like, through the door, through the window, through the wall. I was about to
Listen, I can't handle where the rockets fall, okay?
I thought we were going to go there.
That would be sweet, but I didn't go there. We are instead going to the tram station.
I had to make sure I had space because I didn't get that second pouch.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like sometimes when I don't use the herb, I'll be like, what? There's no space. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. In peak Resident Evil Remake fashion, there is a requirement to pick up an object that you have to use immediately before the final boss fight to ensure that you have spaces for whatever gimmick they're using for the final boss fight. Claire's gimmick is a machine gun that we will not be picking up because we have the rocket launcher. Fun fact, the rocket launcher is Leon's gimmick for his final boss fight, but because we are playing this as a New Game Plus run, we have it as well.
Okay. Do you want to tell the people when time will be? Or...
Yeah. So.
Oh! I got greedy! I got greedy!
ここでもう襲ってくるのね。あらららら。
This is still going to be a quick fight, even though Linear is running a little bit slower. The goal is to pop a bunch of eyeballs that will respawn on the front of William. He is invulnerable from the back and the sides. As long as she's able to burst his bubble, so to speak, this will end quickly. We'll know that he's close to the end when he starts crawling on all fours. And then when the cutscene happens, that is time. So it will unceremoniously happen very soon. Very, there it is time. Congratulations!
タイマー止まりました。GG!
I'll still take it. I'll still take it.
55, that is so good.
Even with the mistakes, we did good, y'all. Even with the mistakes, that is good.
That is so good. I'm
タイムは
so proud.
57分13
Thank you so much.
で
Thank
し
you
た。
everyone who came to watch my run. I want to give a big
倒
shout
したと
out
ころで終わ
to
りって感じだっ
Big
たのかな。
Scared. She was the one that introduced me to how this run works. She is an amazing supporter, someone I like to call a friend, a great commentator. If you have a horror game, she is the person to go to. Thank you for all your support. My wonderful host,
ロケットランチャーが大活躍の
also done
走り
commentary
で
for
し
this
た。
game as well. She's an amazing host, commentator, just an all-around good person. I appreciate having you on my team. To Lady Arcaders, to the Frank Fatale's whole community for giving me a chance to showcase this, because I had told myself like a year ago, I watched a run from Frost Fatales where Sneeble was playing and she was my inspiration. Told Biscare, hey, can you teach me this? And I put my mind to it and I'm here now. So I just want to encourage anybody who thinks they can't do a speed run, thinks they can't get here. Yes, you can. If you really want it, you can do it. To Lady Arcaders, and lastly, to my son, Ken, who has watched his speed run so many times that he always says, Mommy, do we have to do Resident Evil 2 again? Just thank you, everyone. I appreciate it so much.
Linear, where can we find you if we wanted to watch more of these lovely, lovely runs?
My Twitch channel is LinearC. You can find me on Twitter at LinearC_Twitch because I couldn't take LinearC. pretty much anywhere. It's going to be LinearC, or Linear Canon, something of that sort. Yeah. And what about you, Big Scared? Where can we find you?
I live here on Twitch as Big Scared, or in other places on the internet as either Big Scared or I'm Big Scared with no spaces or punctuation. I just want to say thank you so much for having me again. It's been one of the most fulfilling moments for me as a speedrunner to be able to share my knowledge with you and watch you take it and run with it and improve on it and grow so dramatically and visibly and earnestly. And it has been such a delight to watch your journey with this game. Thank you for approaching me almost a year ago about teaching you. And thank you for taking me with you on this journey, because it has been so cool to see.
Thank you so much. It's been amazing. Check out Big Scared. Big Scared, this isn't going to be our last time collaborating with each other. I appreciate it all so much. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you
は
so
い、
much,
画
LinearC,
面
for
が変
that
わりま
incredible
し
run
た。
and those kind words.
ただいまのゲームは、バイオハザード RE2、カテゴリーはクレア、アシステッド、ニューゲームプラスコンソールでした。それでは次のゲームの準備をしてまいりますので、一旦失礼いたします。
It's fine. But yes, I am so happy to be here at Flame Fatales. My name is Frozen Flygon, and it's my first prize segment with the wonderful Phil.
It is, yes, I know, so excited.
Oh, Leon, you ready to talk about some incredible prizes that we have when you donate to the marathon?
Yeah, I think he's ready.
And don't forget, when you put your donations in, you can put them towards a variety of incentives. We got Chrono Trigger coming up. We have plenty of naming bid wars and cats.
And cats. There's a cat ending.
Yes.
So
please,
more cats today.
I want to see cats. Donate with the name of your cat. My cat's name is Sirius. I'm going to put my donation after this. And I just want to hear about everyone's wonderful cats.
I know. I want to know all of your cat names or just your favorite. What about like Sir Gregorius Whiskers Huntington III?
That's true.
That would be a really
Greg.
good cat name. It might be a little bit, Greg. Or we can just say Greg.
We could just say Greg. Okay, that makes sense.
I don't know. That name just came to me. It was super weird.
Okay, so it's time to talk about some prizes.
Prize time.
Thank you so much to everyone who has donated prizes for the event. It's my first segment, so I'm going to talk about Celeste first.
That makes sense.
Absolutely. So we have this wall-hanging crochet, $10 minimum donation sent in to us by any percent. Thank you so much for sending this in to us. I love the stitching here. You get to see the whole mountain and just I want to hang it up on my wall for when I'm streaming.
Right? We're saying like it's got like a simplistic feel, but it's so just like vibrant and soft and pretty. Like it's really, really nice.
It is. And we also have a set of companion cube coasters from Kinda Nerdy Housewife, who always sends in incredible pearlers to us. $10 for the entire set of the of the coasters.
Yeah, and they've got the cork on the back as well, so they're like perfect to use. Any surface, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leon,
really
can you
awesome.
hold these for us?
Yeah, Leon. Okay, good. What a good boy. Then we also have the more pearlers. This is the Chrono Trigger set of two of the awesome ladies from Chrono Trigger. We've got Luca and we have Marl. Let me know if you pronounce Marl a different way. I've always been confused on that. Even when I ask other people, nobody seems to know for sure. But yeah, this is brought to us by Dijon Ketchup, who is awesome. $10 minimum donation for these two lovely ladies. Leon, no, listen, you flirt with too many people. They're off limits, okay, buddy? I know the pearlers are great, but you just got to leave them alone. It's all right.
And of course, more Chrono Trigger related prizes. Love this game so much. And so we have some news here. We have this new amigurumi. Yeah, you want to show the other one we got? And so $10 minimum donation from Chaos Crochet Shop. The expression, the new expression, it's just so adorable. I love it. It is. It's really silly. Love the style on this, the hair, everything. It's absolutely perfect.
I know. I love the little cut yarn. Like, it just stands up perfectly, like exactly how you would want it to. And then we also have the wooden cutout plaque here, $25 minimum donation. This is brought to us by Marlo Dauberson. And it's super, super cute. We've got the signature on the back, again, with like Flame Fatales 2024. It's so good. Oh, here we go. Look at that.
Yeah, Marlo Dauber here.
So yeah,
Love
I mean,
it.
painted all the way through front and back. It's a very solid piece of wood. You've got the wire in the back to hang it. It's really nice. I love it. Yeah, the green even goes like all on the sides here. So it doesn't matter what angle you're looking at it. It's going to be super cute and perfect for your wall. You like it too? I know, right? It's a really good piece.
Yeah, well, I think it's Leon's turn. Leon himself is a prize. $25 minimum donation.
He is a prize.
I know. You want to
What a
tell the
catch.
audience? You want to tell them anything?
Yeah? You want to tell him? What do you want to tell him? that you're cute. Oh, hi. Anyway, your hair's still in your face, dude. You gotta get your hair out of your face.
He also said that he's made of blanket yarn.
He is made of blanket
very
yarn.
soft. Absolutely love it. The outfit, just the design of this is
just like in the games. He looks very cuddly.
Get you into near.